In this video, I'm going to show you how we can fill in this entire table of forecasted sales values by using just one formula and copying it to all the cells. By carefully deciding which rows and columns are frozen, I'm going to show you how we can set up a dynamic formula that's going to be easily applicable to all these cells, rather than going one by one and making adjustments. So for example, here I've got stores and their monthly averages and forecasted growth rates based on the month. So let's say for store 101, its monthly average is 48.40. And for January, I want to forecast a 2% growth rate. So what I could do is take this value, times it by 1.02. Now, the obvious issue here is I'm hard coding this value, which I shouldn't do. Ideally in Excel, you want to minimize hard coding and you want to rely on actual cell references. So instead of putting 1.02, in parentheses, I'm going to put in 1 plus this 2% growth rate. So now the benefit is that, I just changed this value here. I don't have to look into the cell and change the hard-coded values because that can be time consuming and it's easy to make a mistake and miss something there. Now, if I were to copy this formula down, however, I'm going to run into a value error. And that's because I haven't frozen this cell. So it's automatically adjusting, it's pulling down. Now it's going to reference January. So what I'm going to do is adjust my formula. And if I just click anywhere here on C2, and if I hit F4, it's going to apply freezing to everything. So if there's dollar signs in front of the column and the row, it's freezing both of those. I don't want that. I just want to freeze the row because the row needs to always be row 2. The columns can change. I'll hit F4 again, and now the dollar sign is in front of the row number, row 2, which is what I want. So now if I hit enter and I copy this down, you'll see this time it's still referencing row 2. It doesn't adjust down. So now I could copy these formulas all the way down. But what happens if I copy them across? So I copy this across to February. Now I encounter a different problem. I'm still referencing the correct growth rate, but here my monthly average is no longer pointing to this cell. It's now pulling the value from January. So again, I have to apply a freezing to that column. So let's go back into here. And this time I'm going to select B4 and hit F4 again. Another time I'm going to get the row. And if I press it again, now it's going to freeze the column, the letter B. So now I hit enter and now it's frozen the column. So here I've frozen the column and here I've frozen the row. So now if I copy this down, it's going to look the same just because I'm still referencing the same column, but I'll see the difference now when I copy this over to February because now I'm still referencing this monthly average column and I've got this growth rate still referencing row 2. So that's why I say by just setting up this one formula, which can be copied all the way across to all of these cells and to all these columns and rows, now we got a nice dynamic formula that's automatically going to adjust. If I select this last value here, it's still referencing row 2 and still referencing column B for my monthly average. So my calculations are correct. So just by setting up your freezing correctly and making sure you're freezing the right rows and columns, you can create a really dynamic formula that's going to minimize any sort of changes and adjustments you may need to make in your spreadsheet. Freezing cells isn't difficult in Excel, but it's really easy to mess it up and make a mistake if you're not paying attention to which cells you're freezing and how you're freezing them. So by doing it this way, you can make your formulas a lot more versatile and a lot easier to adjust going forward. So that's all right for this video. If you did like it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.